The House.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Raymond Ho.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What a surprise. I got last-minute notice from the government that this bill will be debated this afternoon. So what a surprise. So just like the nature of this bill progressed, or in the manner this bill progressed, that we got ambushed again, and nobody has had any idea that this bill will be up in the House this afternoon at the last minute. At the Select Committee stage, I congratulated the Campbell Live television show, The Politics of Plumbing, and because that show picked up lots of important issues that we did not pick up. For instance, who are the cowboys? Because to enable the board to prosecute against the so-called cowboys in the sector is one of the reasons, or one of the few reasons why the minister chose to get the bill rushed through the House. And through that Campbell Live television show, we understood that lots of competent, quality and experienced plumbers, drainlayers and gasfitters choose to boycott the undemocratic process of the board and choose to boycott the fees imposed on them, and borrow the word of the ombudsman. That's not only a kind of necessary fees, it's kind of a form of new tax imposed on those experienced plumbers, gasfitters and drainlayers. So therefore they have become the so-called cowboys. And as I reinforced in my speech contributions during the Select Committee stage, nobody would be in the position to defend this so-called cowboys. But again, as the television show picked it up, lots of the quality and experienced tradespeople choose to boycott the board and therefore become the so-called cowboys. And also I'd like to congratulate the officials on their hard work, because although this particular bill is not terribly complicated, it does involve lots of hard work, especially when the officials are placed in an unnecessary position in advising the Select Committee and advising the members. But having said that, I'd like to pick up two major points because those are very important points I'd like to touch upon. One is to the surprise of many of the members, one of the piece of advice appeared in the briefing, and I cited that's on paragraph 4. It reads that the Ombudsman has upheld the complaint and recommended, among other things, legislation to validate the disciplinary levy imposed by the board between 31st July 2010 and 11 January 2012. The provisions of the PGD Amendment Bill form part of the Ministry's response to the Ombudsman's recommendations. The Ministry has been asked to respond to the Ombudsman by 29 March 2013. It's all correct, but I have a major problem with the set phrase, the magic phrase, among other things. So what are the other things in the magic set phrase, among other things? If we turn to page 18 of the Ombudsman's ruling released early this year, we will find that, and I read out, that's on page 18 of the Ombudsman's ruling. There are basically two recommendations. The first one is to the Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment and the Plumbers, Gasfitters and Drainlayers Board, that they together or separately make proposal to the Minister of Building and Construction concerning the desirability or otherwise of legislation to validate the Plumbers, Gasfitters and Drainlayers Board Fees Notice 2010 as it relates to the disciplinary levy. That's correct. And what was missing from that briefing is number 2, which is to the Plumbers, Gasfitters and Drainlayers Board, regardless of the outcome of one above, that and I read out, it enter into discussions with representatives of the persons registered under the Plumbers, Gasfitters and Drainlayers Act 2006 to achieve a satisfactory arrangement with persons who have paid excess amounts of levy under the Plumbers, Gasfitters and Drainlayers Board Fees Notice 2010 in respect of the disciplinary levy. So, Mr. Speaker, there are two sets of recommendations, and the two sets of recommendations come hand in hand, namely to bring legislation to validate the PGDP Fees Notice 2010 and also reading into the Ombudsman's view on this matter on page 9 that as a condition of validation, the board should engage with industry representatives whereby the excess levies paid could in whole or in part be refunded over a period, or some credit could be given in respect of future fee or levy payments in compensation. But unfortunately, that second set of the recommendation was missing or was hidden or buried in the set phrase, among other things. This is unfortunate and unhelpful, because one of the main reasons why half of the sector took the complaint to the Parliament's Regulations Review Committee, the Office of Ombudsman, etc., is unfairness. What is an issue here? And borrow the Ombudsman's words on page 6, is an unlawful levy or tax that the board was not authorized to impose. And secondly, in relation to procedure fairness or unfairness, there was a failure to consult adequately before making the CPD notices. So, again, I'd like to refer to page 12 of the Ombudsman's recommendations released earlier this year. And page 12 reads, A, consultation is often seen as a necessary element in ensuring the fairness of administrative decision-making by enabling those affected by proposed decisions to express their views before such decisions are taken. No doubt, this is an important, perhaps the principal reason for requiring consultation prior to decision-making. And secondly, another important reason is to promote the effectiveness of any decision itself. By drawing on the knowledge and expertise of industry participants, it can be expected that the decisions ultimately taken by the board in regard to registration and the license will be better, more granted decisions than those taken without the benefit of such input. So, Mr. Speaker, lack of fairness and lack of adequate consultation are one of the main reasons why the industry took the complaints to the Office of Ombudsman and other offices as well. It is therefore important to present a full picture, not only for the general public, but also for the national members of the Parliament who have voted for this bill, and I believe will vote for this bill again. This is a bill seeking to validate retrospectively unlawful imposition of the unlawful tax. Having understood all the issues, and those members still believe they should support their minister by voting for this bill, I say good on them. At least they have the guts to be a political hooligan. And the second issue is relating to another point I pick it up from the briefing, and I believe that's one of the grounds of why the minister believes we should rush this bill through. That On 12 May 2011, the chair of the Regulations Review Committee moved a motion in Parliament to disallow the clauses in the July 2010 fees notice relating to the disciplinary levy with effect from 31st March 2012, the end of the board's 2011-2012 registration year. And go on, and the last sentence
Order.
is, however...
Member's time has expired.
So,
Kenwal Jet Bakshi.
Mr. Speaker,